Welcome back, Sinner. I hope you appreciate the audio upgrades. We've managed to have a little, how shall we say, dramatic improvement. Much in part to the lovely new Go XLR I've got recently. Editing me, don't forget to put a little picture on screen. It looks quite pretty, so I want to show it. You'll see some desk preview, I know. Not been seen in a while, that. And as for this week, Sinners, I must confess, this week has been painful, quite painful, and honestly, it's one of those weeks, I think, for me. But we've had some positives. We've had some audio improvements in a major way, and I'm sure you'll agree that that is very important. As the better the audio, the better the experience is for you, my dear sinner. I have my XLR, I'd say mostly set up. I'm definitely using it to its full power, but I assure you, I'm going to do my utmost to make sure that it is working its most beautiful. Don't you worry. And we'll eventually fine-tune it to a fine razor's edge. And once we have it to that point, sinners, we're golden. But as for the rest of the stuff going on, we've had some little, how should we say, good bits of news regarding the progress of 3.0. It's coming along beautifully. The initial part of it is almost done, which is fantastic news. The rest will come later, and that's fine. I'm in no massive rush. I want to make sure it is perfect. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to showing it you. It looks fantastic. It looks amazing. Honestly, if I could show it you right now, I would. But I'm not going to right now. You have to wait. Oh yes. But I promise you, it'll be so good when it's ready. It will be so delectable. Now, as for what else we've got going on, of course, with the new setup, I had to do a bit of moving things around, which was annoying at first, and my cable management is in question at the moment. However, I'm sure you'll agree, the end result has been very nice. Now, other than these things, what else have we been up to? Well, of course, we've had a few streams. We had a bit of a lull, though, and I want to explain that, because obviously on Saturday I ended a bit early. Sunday I didn't go at all. And I want to explain myself a little bit, because obviously that was originally stuff I'd planned to do at a certain point, and potentially some of you were going to be there, so let me explain myself a little bit. As you know, I've had a very up and down few weeks, and I do think it's getting to me a little bit. I do think it is. And I don't know whether I need to start looking at whether I do one less day of streaming, or if I need to adjust when I stream, possibly, or how I stream. I honestly wonder, because it's quite possible that maybe Sunday might have to get messed over a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm overdoing it, I need to figure out a good sort of schedule. I need to really figure out what works for me. I want to keep doing the weekends, because I feel like it's the best time for us, but maybe it's not. Maybe I need to look at other options here. And if that's the case, then we'll explore that. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays are staying. I feel no reason to change that. Sunday is the one contentious day. However, as long as the Dark Heresy session's going on for, it will be around for that. So, it's definitely going to be one of those, we'll see how it goes, play by ear, and we'll see. Sunday might just become a, if I'm going to do something, I'll say, otherwise I'm not gonna, kind of days. Where it's like, it's a maybe day, right? It's a maybe day. If I expressly say, I'm probably going to do something Sunday, then I'll do it. But otherwise, it's a maybe day. Or just keep it as a maybe day, and, you know, if there's an event on, then you'll know about it. If there's not an event on, then probably not much going on. We'll see. I'll have to have a think, and please tell me what you think as well. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that my schedule's not just good for me, but good for you. Because if it's not good for you, then I need to try and find a good balance here. Obviously, there are constraints. day job, etc., etc. Things are going on, so there's a limit to what I can do as far as my scheduling. But I will try my best for you, Sims. I will try my best for you. As I say, it's all a bit of play-by-ear at the minute until I can figure out a good way of doing everything as far as Sunday is concerned. And maybe I don't think the rest will have to be messed with too much, but Sunday definitely is likely, I will say. I apologise I can't give a definite, because I might feel differently next week, but at the minute, it's how I'm feeling. That maybe if I'm not doing my Voice in the Dark sessions, I just take Sunday as a day of rest. Ironic as an angel, but also, I think I've not been allowing myself time to rest. Now, don't get me wrong, when I say rest day, chat, it might be a day where I work on shit. You know what I mean? That might be a day where I edit. That might be a day where I plan out some content. That might be a day where I do other things. Again, it really just depends. As I'm at the minute, I'm obviously between the day job and this, so my time is more limited than I'd like. There's definitely people with more tight schedules, and to those people who can fit in streaming constantly, despite having like either multiple jobs or other things, I commend you. You are a stronger person than me. I must admit, I find it quite hard. Thursdays sometimes are a little rough, I won't lie. But I always like doing them because I do enjoy talking to you guys a lot. It really does feel like a nice comfy stream. I can just sit down and just talk. It's great. Hopefully I don't overly tread topics brought up in this video. Typically I'm recording this a day or two before the stream. So I guess in a way these are a nice little way for those of you who miss the streams, or maybe just not vibing much with Twitch, or just simply not much of a stream watcher. But you've got this instead as like my one-way yap, but you can still chime in through the comments. And you could turn around and say, oh, these are crap. That's your opinion, that's fine. I like doing these because they are things I can do repeatedly, regularly, and hopefully use it to slowly improve my editing skills and consistency. As I've said before, I have been trying to run a lot with content creation, and not always learn to walk. Now I'm having to learn to walk, which, a bit late, but look, the way I see it, I've improved a lot in many areas. Going back to fundamentals and just building up slowly is probably the best option for me. And it also gives some consistent content, because the way I see it, I can record these in advance, schedule them, everything's good and ready to go. It means as well that I can relax a little bit in between, and it also means that I can make sure there's something around if I'm not able to be here for some reason. So obviously doing these, I can do them whenever I want, and then schedule them later on. And obviously the problem with live streaming is it can be a little problematic when I'm trying to do other things, or trying to fit it in for stuff, because it's many hours. This is 10-20 minutes tops, if that. And it's a lot easier to do a 10-20 minute blob than it is to do a 3 to 4 to 5 hour stream. Setup's not much worse, especially with Streamlabs, but it's also a good bit more difficult to do with the time frame, as I'm sure you're aware. You know how it is. You might get to watch part of a stream, you can't be there for all of it because it's a long-ass stream. That's fine. That's what these are for, to an extent. I'm still... I confess, I've not had much progress on figuring out other kinds of YouTube side of things. I must admit that I've struggled a little bit. I've had a bit of a conflict of identity as far as my content's concerned, because I realise most of my content's kind of Total War review-esque content, and that's all well and good, but I don't know if I'm big on them as much, in retrospect. I don't know. I worry I don't add much to the conversation on the campaigns. I worry that I'm just offering a subpar alternative, which isn't very good. But I don't know what I want to dip into organically, there's a lot of things I could try, and maybe I need to experiment a little bit. Part of me wants to talk about, like, the Dark Tide expansion. Part of me, I don't know, maybe wants to make some... Part of me kind of wanted to make, like, a video essay type thing, but I really don't know. I don't know quite how I want to do it. I have my ideas, and obviously I can use the Vtuber to kind of be my stand-in, of course. I'm not going to do that face reveal, don't worry. I'm not going to break character. But also, I don't know. My face ain't nothing nice to look at, chat. You got this pretty face instead. That's what it's there for. But, you know, I've been thinking, what else possibly could I throw together? I've gotten a bit better at script writing. A bit. Kinda. Not really. I go off on tangents. And I've got reasonably better at editing. But perhaps I need to get better. Well, I definitely get better. That's the obvious one. I need to get better. I do. I need to get a lot better. But we'll start with easy areas like the hardware, and we'll slowly build up techniques. And hopefully I can make myself an easier routine of this. I think once it's become routine, that's when it gets easy. Like, streaming kind of... As far as actually doing the stream, starting it up, that kind of stuff, that's getting kind of easy. It's routine. The burnout part is a little bit of an issue, though. And I'm not immune to burnout. In fact, I'm probably quite prone to burnout if I'm not careful. So I do need to be mindful of that, chat. Sinners. Fuck. I was doing so well not calling you chat. I'll keep that in. Fuck it. But I definitely want to make sure, though, that I can keep a healthier schedule. Something I've been very painfully aware of recently is my health is not the best. I've not been keeping well care of myself, as I'm sure you're aware. Physically and somewhat mentally, potentially, as well. I think I need to give myself more care. So, I will try not to cause disruption with scheduling, but at the same time, things might get shaken up here and there, where needed. But again, I want to experiment, I want to try, I want to throw things together, and I want to see what I can come up with. But that's the main part. We've had a bit of art, so to give some updates on VGen, but a bit of artwork. We've had... So I think there's one piece that's recently been finished. Looks beautiful. You'll see that one day, don't worry. And let me think. There is another one on the way. The only other stuff is obviously the background, because there's going to be a new... I'm going to have a new chatting area. Yes, we're going to have a new place we can walk up and talk to each other on. Nice high up place, I think. You'll like it, I think. I also have acquired a little drone friend. Yes. A little mini seraph. He's going to be holding you guys up so I can see what you're saying to me. You'll see him too. He'll be there as well. Maybe, I think they're going to make him a separate asset so I can just slap him on things. If I want to go to my office and talk to you, I can bring him there too. But it should be easy enough to split it off, going off how they normally do things. So, watch the space for that kind of stuff, chat. Watch the space. And I think that is everything I wanted to talk about today. A bit of a shorter one, I appreciate. Hopefully next week I have a few more things I want to throw in the pot, but I could probably also talk a bit about my Dark Heresy next week as well, as I'll have a session again. It's been a while. I took a little break to get more time to plan, and didn't get as much planning done as I would like, but hey, you know, we'll fix that. I also have a Pathfinder game to do this Saturday, I believe, as well, so I'll have a lot of TTRPG stuff to talk about today. Well, next time. So, stay tuned for all of that if you want to hear me yap about that sort of stuff. But, with that all being said, that'll bring an end to our short little diary entry. I do hope you've enjoyed, and if for some reason you thought, I like this person, they seem interesting, or maybe you just think you want to see more of me dawdling about, perhaps maybe, if you'd be so kind as to drop a little like and maybe even a subscribe. I know, quite bold of me, but if you'd be so kind as to do that, that would mean the world to me. And it would very much go a long way. Little old me. Of course, the bell icon as well, you must smack that thing viciously in Minecraft. Otherwise you won't know when I'm done things. That's a good word choice, Cobral. Done thing. Anyway, that all being said, thank you very much for joining me tonight, sinners. Or maybe good day, or whatever time the zone is for you. And I will see you all next time. Don't forget, I am live here on YouTube on the Cobral live channel. Link down below. I'm on Twitch, again, down below. And if for some reason you like watching live streams on Twitter, for some reason, then that's an option as well, if you want to use it. Twitch and YouTube are better, but hey, if you want to use it, go for it. Other than that, I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on Twitter, I've got a Discord. These are all things you find around my links. Do click all the linkies. You will like it in the Discord. I'm somewhat active and bully you mildly for my entertainment. Nah, I won't, I'm kidding. Unless... Anyway, do take care of yourselves, sinners. And until next time, ta-ta for now.